What's good, y'all? Welcome to Mixing with Logic Pro. I am TJA. I'm starting a new how-to video series with Fairgo Studios to help others jump right in with mixing. So these will be quick videos with different topics on how to teach it, learn it, do it. Basically, just jump right in. But I'll be uploading longer, in-depth videos for those who really need a little bit more explaining. So, which ain't nothing wrong with. But before we get started, of course, as always, if the video helps you and is useful, mash that subscribe button, give this video a like, and let me know in the comments what topic you want to see next. Now, before we get started, just to make sure you have your setup right. So make sure you have your interface, your microphone, whatever you got going on. Make sure it's hooked up right. Make sure you have your phantom power on, the 48 volts on. Make sure you have your gain turned up to a decent level so that we can get started with all this. But without further ado, let's dive in. We are covering the basics. So opening a new project in Logic, the minimal things of recording vocals and navigation through Logic Pro. So go ahead and open Logic Pro. That's the first step. Let it load. I already have mine open. You are going to see one of three screens. Now that's going to be the choose a project screen, which shows like different templates and things like that. But all you're going to click on is empty. There should be empty right there on the screen. Click on that, go to it. Now, if you have been in the program, you've been dicking around a little bit with it, it's going to open your most recent project. So if you're there, no worries, just go to File, go to New, click on that, and it'll get you to the screen that you need to. Now, if you have clicked on all that, we're all going to be on the same screen, hopefully. But it'll be a new project, and every new project starts out with this screen. So it's a choose a track type screen. So there's a bunch of options on here. You got software, drummer, yada, yada, yada. But we're clicking with audio, sticking with that. Don't go anywhere else. And as soon as you click on this, if you come down here, see how it says Scarlett 18i20? That's the device that is being used for this. Now, if your interface, your microphone, everything was hooked up correctly, then it should automatically have that up. But in the case that it isn't, just click on whatever it is right there, and you'll see output device, input device. Go into this screen and click whatever one it is. And mine is the Scarlett. And since we're already in here, we're gonna look at the in-out buffer size. Don't be afraid. This isn't gonna get complicated. I'm just gonna be real quick about it. But if you look under there, resulting latency, it says 7.9 milliseconds. Now, I don't know if you guys know what latency is, but it's just basically the delay in your voice whenever you're hearing you speak into the microphone to you listening to the microphone, how long it's going to take. So if you have if you have a higher buffer size, then it's going to use more of the processor. So as you can see, that changed to 52.9 milliseconds. And if you go with a lower buffer size and it lowers it drastically, it's not going to use as much of the processor. So it comes in handy. I'll explain it a little bit later, but typically I'll jump in here and go to 32 or 64, depending on how much processing. If I'm going to have a bunch of plugins on a vocal while the client is mixing, or while I'm mixing or recording, I mean. But go ahead, after you get all that selected, hit apply. Sorry, I blanked out there for a second, but once you hit apply, you can go ahead and exit out. Number of tracks to create, 1. Now, the only thing that you should change up here, don't select any of that, we'll get into that, but the only thing you should select or change up here would be audio input if your microphone is plugged into like input number 2 or something like that. Just go with the corresponding one. But we just have 1. We're going to hit create. There we go. Sorry, that blanked out. So this vocal track right here is actually me. So don't worry about that. Actually, I'm going to turn it to that one. This is me. This is the one I'm talking through. This is the one we just created. And for the sake of this video, I'm going to change it to audio 1. So that's what you guys are seeing. Now, so this is the main mixer screen. These two are called channels. Okay, so as you can see, I'm clicking on these. Let me get rid of this. This normally isn't up, but I'm clicking on these channels. Boom, boom, boom. They're highlighting, so that's how you know that it's selected. If you go over here, so you should see library or information up. That'll be this bar right here. So you're going to click that off. We don't need that right now, but we're going to click this I with the circle on it. We're over here in the corner. Yeah, there we go. But if you click that, it's going to give you all the information for the track. And down here, as you can see how this goes from audio 1, TJA, and then you come down here, same thing, TJA, changes with the label. So these channels are these channel strips. So this right here, all this, junk is a channel strip. Let's go ahead and hit X, because I'm going to walk it through in the mixer. And a big thing I'm going to be preaching throughout these videos is remember your damn shortcut keys, okay? Remember it. So if you want to get this mixer up, hit X on the keyboard. It should pop right up. Remember your damn shortcut keys. But again, so this is the channel strip. We're gonna go through it. So this is the channel settings, got a bunch more settings there. Gain reduction, EQ, input, audio FX, sends, output, group, automation. These are the icons, pan left and right, and then your fader down here and all the normal buttons. So this is your input that we selected just before we got in here and selected output. Notice right here, this says stereo out, right? Stereo out. So whatever channel you have selected that's showing right here, right next to it's going to show whatever output you have selected. So in the output, if you have a different stereo system or a different setup, you can have bunch of different things here selected. But for right now, we're doing stereo out, everything's good. Life is great. So I'm going to select audio 1 right now, and what you want to do, so just go through these buttons. This is mute, this is solo, this is record enable, and this is input monitoring. So if you want to hear yourself, as long as you have your microphone hooked up, again with all those things I said in the beginning, you're going to click on this channel so it's highlighted. You're going to hit input monitoring and record enable. Now once you have those selected, you should be able to hear yourself in your headphones. I don't recommend you doing this in speakers. You're going to get hella feedback and hurt your ears or your equipment, which is not good. But yeah, once you have that ready to go, as long as you're seeing that these bars are going up and you can hear yourself, you're good to go. You're ready to record. So let's go ahead and drag and drop. So this is just an instrumental track, right? We'll drag and drop that in there as soon as it wants to. Cool. So let's go through these up here too. I want to jump over here. So yeah, just if you do want to drop in like an instrumental track or anything like that, all you have to do is drag and drop it in and it automatically loads. Boom, it's good to go, as you can see. So I do want to cover just normal navigation and like shortcut keys. Remember your shortcut keys. Space is play and stop universally on a lot of different things, but just in case you didn't know, space is play and stop. You can hit enter to go back to the beginning. Again, play, stop, and then the greater than or less than signs jump you between these bars, which is useful in certain situations. Now obviously the record button on the keyboard is R. Now if you come up here, this is rewind, forward, stop, play, record, loop. Here's your display screen here. This is the metronome over here. But these are very useful tools, and we'll dive deep into other videos. But so this is your record, play, stop. So if we hit play, we can hear this track. So we're going to start it from the beginning, and all you need to do, as long as record is hit over here, actually I can be turned off as well, but you won't be able to hear yourself, but you can still record. But I recommend turning both of these on. Now if you hit R right now, it's going to give you a count in and then start recording. So right now it's right in the beginning of the song, it's recording everything I'm saying right now. And then you can hit space, it stops, and it's already recorded. Now if you don't want that 1 2 3 4 count in right up here, this purple 1 2 3 4, you can turn that off and it'll immediately start when you hit record, which is just preference basically. But if you do want to hit record on the fly, you can also do that. All you have to do is make sure it's playing and you have a certain spot that you want to come up to, and then wherever it's at, just hit record and it'll start recording right there. Okay, pretty simple, pretty easy. And then if you want that metronome turned on, again, just click that on. You can hear it while you're recording. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete these, but I'm gonna keep this track. So I'm gonna select this track. Now changing your voice and doing different things it's going to make, or adding plugins in is going to make your tracks sound so much better. It's going to add distortion, it's going to add reverb, it's going to add flavor, color, transform it, you know, destroy it, really. You know, sometimes you can do, you know, you can just do so much with plugins. And if you come down here into your channel strip right here, well, let's go ahead and gain reduction. If you click on that, it's going to add in the stock default compressor that they have, and I'm gonna go ahead and go right into that. I'm gonna turn us up a little bit, and that's nice right there. We'll grab an EQ, turn that in there. I'm gonna do a low cut, so basically a high pass filter, a little boost on our high end, a little bit more crunchy on my voice, so that's cool. I like that right there. And so like it's got different things. Let's see here, delay, do delay designer, one of my favorites. All right, so we'll put those two there. Turn that down really low because it starts to get annoying after a while. And then we'll and then we'll go. Where the fuck is reverb at? Okay, there we go. Reverb. Okay, cool. So you know you can add different effects. Basically, you get what I'm getting at. Now, if you really don't want to learn, you know, like all these plugins and start figuring that stuff out, it's totally fine. Like if you're just, you know, dicking around with, you know, making a sample or just getting the right sound and figuring it out, all you have to do, if you open up that like inbox kind of thing over there, and bring up the library again, if you click on voice, right, and we go down to, you know, really anything, let's go to bright vocal. So it's already got preloaded, you know, a bunch of different plugins in here. It's got the compressor and EQ, but if you go into them, they're already set to something, right? So this is now, you know, the channel that I'm talking through. Let me see here. They got the de-esser on there. They got another EQ down here. But you feel free to go in there and play with everything so you can see what it does. But we can change this to vintage vocal, which is a little bit different, obviously. So there's no plugins in here, but there are over here, which you can expand this and see everything that it does, all the channels that it's with, which is a little bit more complicated for, you know, this video. I'm trying to make sure I stick to just the basics, but you can dick around and mess around with a lot of that. Let me undo all that craziness and turn off all this, and that's really it. I mean, for opening a new project, recording new vocals, navigating through the program, and remembering your damn shortcut keys. Remember that. But I hope this video was exactly what you were looking for. If it was, hit subscribe and stick around for more Logic Pro and mixing how-tos. If you still have questions, let me know in the comments. And also, leave some comments on what you want to see next. Could be mixing vocals, using compressors, using EQs, or anything. Just let me know in the comments. Make sure you check out my music and my music videos. My artist name is TJA. I'll leave some links in the description. And last but not least, if you just want someone else to mix it for you because it's not for you, check out Fargo Studios. You can send them your recordings and they can mix it up for you and make it sound amazing. But until next time, make sure you remember your damn shortcut keys. All right, I'll see you later. Peace.